Hi everyone. Actually, we are waiting some several our attendees. So I need some couple of minutes from you, then we can start it in a 5 minute, I guess. Okay, I guess we can start. And also when there are several attendees, maybe we can some recap like these things. And also in the beginning, I would like to say that our webinar is recorded. And after this session, we will share this records with you by email if you want also. And today, as I said it before, our previous webinar, now today we will talk about our Visionic, the MNC system. And also, I would like to introduce our new teammate, Dragana Razic, and also attend our site. And also we will chat a lot of our new Visionic. And I would like to just make a start to our presentation, then we can talk too much. As you know that on the market, in the different segments, we all use the monitor control and the management systems. But of course, the main purpose is that for using these softwares for each brand and each four systems. But the world is getting bigger and the devices are more, and it's very complicated to monitor all these systems in a one screen. So that's why we focus on that part as Profen, and we create our new software for just monitoring and the control side, our Visionic. Also, you are familiar with the name, and because the name owner, of course, here it is, the Dragana. So maybe he will give a brief side information about site, then we can go through more deeper with her.
Happy to see you here, or my industry friends. I am very happy to join the Profen forces in order to make Visionic name growing and making it place again on the market. 20 years later, Visionic got a new team that is going to develop new functions, and I'm very happy to be part of this team. So what we are going and planning to do is make a generation 2 of Visionic based on modern technologies, modern requirements, but keeping all the good stuff that you were for 20 years were used to have. So let's see what we are going to make for our next generation.
Thanks, Dragana. So yes, this is the main picture of the world. Yes, all we know that. But yes, to lots of our familiar for when we talk about the MSC systems for the satellite, TV broadcast, cable side. But of course, the new side also brings the monitoring all the SCADA systems, the IoT with the smart cities, and also the data center, including the DCIM systems. So because they all is depend on the sensors and also the head ends. So yes, the world will be go through there, and also our Profen Vision also saw that feature. So we all this investment to develop our Visionic to put all these 6 dimensions in one umbrella. So now it means that with the new Visionic also we can also provide all these features in a one basket. But of course, when we go more deeper and also give some more information about key information, again, I will give the word to Dragana because she knows the past and what comes with the future and what's the needs of our customers because she knows better than us, I always say to her. So let's, Dragana, please give some information about the market, then we can go for our new Visionic.
Monitoring and control software was always necessary, but people were always afraid maybe to employ these systems, thinking that integration is going to be difficult, that it's going to perturb their operation they were used to be. But time goes on and the systems are getting more and more complex. Human forces and human tasks are getting more repetitive, and more repetitive means more errors. So monitoring and control system was something that is becoming completely necessary. Just the way how we are going to implement it is changing, and we are doing everything. And for all these years, we were always doing everything to make this first implementation fast and easy, and then making it easy and customizable for everybody to use, because each customer is used to use it themselves, and we are there to make them happy and to make these operations as close to them as possible. So we will do everything to minimize this downtime, because operation error will be down. We will do everything to make, like before, to minimize maintenance and repair costs, in a sense that we can predict some maintenance actions. We can make it automizable. So what all this will come to the end, and to the main goal is to make the system as resistant, robust, reliable, so we can be sure the downtime is 0, and that all implementation is done in a very, very fast way.
But yes, you should give the short brief, of course, but also if I know that I keep the Dragana, she can talk about more about these details, but also when the features come, she will give more information. But yes, for our side, yes, let's start with our Visionic. This is our genuine structure. I put that slide to maybe visualize in your mind how our Visionic is located on the market, because the previous side, we just focus on the on-premise version. We are installing one server in the customer's location and connected with their switch and the routers, whatever they have, direct the server and giving that services to monitor it. But with the new Visionic, the structure will be not only on-premise, but also on the cloud. And that will give you the flexibility you use and access to remote locations all over the world in a one screen. It could be as a web-based server. So when I go to the details of our system units, there will be 2 parts. And one part is, of course, our software system. And the second part is the Profen Edge unit. It's a new things for the MSCM market, because previous, we just have the software on a server. And yes, still we have a software server, but there's the difference that now we are not just working on the Microsoft systems, but also we are supporting the Linux and Ubuntu and other software operation systems. So also if you want to use that software in your on-premise location with a virtual machine, it could be supported. And beside all these features, if you are using a hyperscale site like the AWS, Google, and Azure, yes, you can use that the Kubernetes and Docker structure by using our software, of course. And also the edge unit side, it's another part of our systems, because as I mentioned that the previous, yes, you have to use the server, but with our side, we don't need actually using the server to collecting the data directly from your head-end devices. And maybe when the features comes, also Dragana will mention about some cabling issues about that part, and it will be make your operation more simple when you are using on the field. And a little bit more information, and it could be like the teasers we are always saying that the Visionic software parts in mainly 3 or 4 parts. One of them is our gateway systems. It's the hardware side, as I mentioned that. And in this gateway, yes, we also have another software, another Visionic software working on a Linux-based system. So what does it mean? Although the connection always lost, still your gateway will work and collect the data. When the connection comes, it will continue to send the data to the main center. But also for the software part, yes, it's working on SQL and MySQL database. So it means that you can use different type of database operational side, and especially if you are using cloud services. And also it comes with the MQTT broker service. It means that it supplies for IoT services usage, and the Featur also will bring that to us. And this is our Profen Edge unit, as you can see that. And actually now we are using this unit in our labs and also in the teleport at the Profen locations, and it's working very well. And it has several ports and analog inputs, digital inputs. So it gives because I have to admit that they're going to tell me that there is a lots of cabling issues that when you are using on the field. But with this units, it will make you more easier to collect all these integration and send it to your server. And another case is that it says a GSM model on it, and it means that you have a redundancy backup if there is a connectivity loss, and it collect all the data or send from the GSM side to actually your on-premise server or on the cloud. So before I'm giving the word to Director Dragana, and I just want to give some outstanding features which come with our new Visionic. And because it could be sometimes it could be more technical side. And if you have several questions, you can type it and you can ask it directly later. I would like to answer it. But the main thing is that which comes is all this service will be now virtualization technologies. So it means that you can use the cloud version by microservice architecture. So what it means that you can, otherwise, when you make an investment in your server, you have to put other capacities and you have to manage with a technical guide and extra. But now you don't need that. With the scale up and scale down, it also happens by a click. So meanwhile, I want to give another information for our communication performance, especially for our edge unit, because as I mentioned that, yes, when the connectivity is lost, our IoT gateway is still collecting the data from your headends. And when it comes back, it can send that data, as you can see that 50,000 message in a second. So it's very fast and it's very reliable for your operations. And finally, yes, it's a Linux-based platform, but also it doesn't mean that we don't support Microsoft. Also, still we are supporting, but the Linux-based platform gives us a flexibility to improve more features for a long term. So, yes, now I will give the word to Dragana, and she will give more information about our key features. And so we can dive together more. If you have some questions in the meantime, just text it and we would like to answer it live. Yes, Dragana.
Yes, when we said Visionic, we said it will keep every function that old Visionic, as you knew it before, has, but much, much more. What Hamza just said, we are now going something that maybe COVID crisis also made us think about, is about cloud architecture, because what we learned in the previous 2-3 years is that we have to be ready to answer the operations as they come, and with all the challenges that modern world is giving in front of us. So this cloud philosophy was something that was necessary, and the Profen gave all its forces to start working on it. Regardless of that, we will keep still the same architecture as before, adding this new completely very, very interesting and very, very useful feature of the edge that is helping not only cabling, which all of you know very well, it sometimes was quite challenging to do, but also that makes again system more and more secure, because you are not relying anymore on one server. That you have almost a backup edge for you that will keep your operations running regardless of the situation that your system is on. So we are going to talk here about typical MNC system that as you knew it, but here we have something that is up and running and working. What I always love when engineers are making a system for the engineers is something different. Here we have a Konya teleport that is already using a Visionic MNC system, and that Profen developers team can work on it and can improve on fly. So what we are having here is systems that are getting more and more complex, and what new Visionic has is this tree view that is giving us on the left hand side complete overview of the old system that we have, but in a sense that in architecture of the tree view. Very important when you want to really to make something really fast, to make the request for the particular equipment very, very fast. And as the new generations are used to have 3 views, we are giving these option to our users to, if they don't want to use visual user interface, there is always the board tree view that has all the information as all the others. Monitoring, as Hamza said, is very, very important and very, very fast and getting faster with the new development of the Profen developers team, which is very, very important in the modern world. Downtime of the system is something that is not anymore acceptable. So monitoring on the alarms and the fast reaction in the case of the failure is something that Profen team and new Visionic is going to put, and it's already having as a main feature. So you saw the speed that Edge is receiving the messages, and transferring it after to server or a cloud is very, very fast. This is something that is very, very important, and we will work on it depending, of course, on every device that is in the system. Asset management is something that new Visionic is also putting as a priority. Why? New systems are getting more and more complex, and the changes that we are making in the systems are sometimes very, very fast, and making a track of what we changed, when, and what are the consequences is very, very important for the maintenance team, for the operators. So to make the overview of the system really, really easy for the operator, asset management was something that just came as a necessity, and development of this feature was done on a very easy way, as you can see it. You can see which station we are talking about, how the system, what is the system that is, what are the equipment that are in the system, how they are connected, what is this their IP, what is their status, and after that we can make all modifications based on this information. Asset management also is, as I mentioned in the previous slide, you know very well how many devices on the market now we can find. For each type of devices, there is certainly tens of manufacturers, and every equipment has its different user interface. I made this example saying buy a microwave oven and you will have to learn each time how to use it. And this is just a simple home device. Imagine all the satellite devices that are having a very, very complex features and functions, and that you have to force your operators to learn all these all these equipments, how they are supposed to be used over and over again. For that matter, Visionic Asset Management Wizard is making it possible that each device, regardless from which manufacturer is come, is having the same user interface. So the learning curve for your operator is going to be really, really fast. In the same thing, if you are changing operators team, it's going to be much easier to make them learn one user interface than to make them learn so many different ones. Rules in the Visionic systems were always very, very important. We were starting with very, very small and simple rules in that time 20 years ago. For that matter, we were using macros, simple Windows macros that were just recorded and repeated in a case of there is a trigger. After that, we started writing scripts because the small and simple macros, they were not enough. This all made operations quite complex, and they were asking for at least some IT knowledge. To make these things much more easier, Visionic is working on this function that will make rules, so automated actions, much more easier to deploy. I think, Hamza, you want to say something, no? No.
Yes, actually, yes, you are right. My voice is muted. So yes, but yes, as you mentioned, that it's very important because as the past, it's always made by the standard macros and the visual things. But now you have to understand it and you have to be fast and develop it fast with the scripts and the codes. So yes, we have a good coder team. And when it comes to creating like these things and scripts and extra sites, they are more fast. And it helps to our customers to use that when they are on their sites, of course.
There must be always this, I think you can hear me, yes?
Yes, we can hear.
There is always this need to work closely with the customer, and as Hamza now mentioned, this is something that new Visionic generation 2 is going to repeat the same golden rule and winning team between users and developers team. We always thought that this collaboration can be only beneficial for everybody. So if needed, that some automated actions should be implemented, our team will be very, very happy to help you and to make this for you, or just instruct you, guide you, and teach you how to make it yourself. From the very simple rules, like just starting the ACU in a case of low temperatures, or making some more complex actions in a case where there is several conditions, several equipments that are involved in the same action. In that case, maybe it's good to come to our team, and we will be happy to help you and make this for you. This will also help the other customers, of course, because this is the Visionic club, let's say, the users that were exchanging their experiences was always beneficial for everybody, for us to make the features as attractive, useful, and easy to use, and for customers, of course, to make it customizable for themselves. So rules are something that we are going to work very, very much, and automated actions are something that will be included after in artificial intelligence that Hamza will talk about later, because what we will learn from the rules will be easily after implemented in a much more complex artificial intelligence actions. So I will. So let's go one step up. Builder, you certainly remember the time when you were able to make your own station using Microsoft Visio. And this, of course, was always challenging, because it was necessary to have a right version of Visio on the right computer, making it on the server, implementing this after this exe file on the clients, where the versions of the clients were supposed to be the same. It was a mess, I admit. So for that matter, having a independent builder was something that was always necessary to be done. Builder is making you capable to make your own interface, to implement this interface on your server and automatically on your clients. This wizard that we are having also is making it possible to not only reproduce the user interface on the device that you are having, but you can also completely make your own proper user interface. And this is what I was talking about, to make the same user maybe interface for all devices in the system that you have, regardless from which manufacturers these equipments are coming. I think it was. So let's go to the next slide. Just a second. Next slide. Is next slide. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, coming to the control. Of course, fast monitoring will always give you space for much faster control. In this world that we are living on, it is necessary to have a really fast reaction in the case of the problem, and not only. So first predisposition for the fast control is obviously fast monitoring, and Hamza was talking about this, because the speed of the getting messages from the equipment is getting more and more faster. Edge will help us enormously, because the messages coming from the equipment will be concentrated on the edge and fastly sent to the end user. So all of this is making our reaction much more faster. You will see on this screen, you are also having a possibility to make a control of your users, because in an older time we had maybe not enough selections and possibilities to make a user selection. So here we can really make a big scale, a large scale of the users that can do different things. In the case of the administrator, they can do everything. Or the case to the case of the operator that has some limited possibilities to intervene to the system, to the end user that maybe only monitor. Here we are having to make this even more easier. And even easier is to make the user groups, not to repeat all these conditions over and over and again. You can just create user groups and repeat all these conditions to each member of the group. So here I'm, as we spoke about cloud, Hamza, I think it's very, very important that we underline this security, because when we say cloud, we say security, of course.
Yes, actually, yes, as Dragan said that, yes, all these features and the parts are very important when it comes to more secure and more reliable operations. Yes, you have to use these security options on your software. There are different types of softwares, but we all like to mention that just the 5 of these, because you know that if you are using a web-based software, you have to give those all SSL layers when your protection site with the HTTPS, but also you have to give the very good encryptions levels for your software to not be encrypted. But of course, we are not saying that it's 100%, of course, but we all do our best to protect the systems with the high 128-bit encryption model. But with our new Edge Gateway, as mentioned, that we are now promoting our MQTT protocols. So that's why this message, you have to put a security level for that, to protecting all this data and the layer when you are using. So that's why this is very important for us. And also for more detailed information, of course, you can ask, because I don't know actually how our attendees are more technical or another one. That's why I don't want to make them bored. But this is the main features and for our security side. But of course, there are more. Because we believe that when you are using at your teleport or at your data center and anyone else is very important, you have to protect the data and the connectivity ever. So yes, all these for us is the next, but also there is another next for our next year with maybe after the second quarter of the 2023. We would like to also make a release for our new features, and this one of them is artificial intelligence. Before I dive too much, again, I give the word to Dragana because she knows the past and how it works, how the rules and extra things. Then I want to explain what Profen will do, especially for the MCM systems, so we can talk too much.
What was always important in the MSC systems were the data. At the time when we started, the data was not so big, but because the systems were not as complex. And the second thing is that we were just not able to process all this data and the actions and the situation that were repeating themselves. So we started doing it, as you can remember, the simple example of uplink power control. We were just could see that beacon signal going down. We were able to make it, let's say, a system amplifier going up, and the things, very, very simple things like that. Now we are in a situation where the data that we are receiving from the system is much, much bigger, and we can really make some systems as really easy to learn the situation, that we can reproduce and make the action accordingly. So Hamza, you can
Yeah.
Some of.
Okay, so yes, normally all the systems are going machine-based. Of course, we need the human, but also, as I said, that when the more data and the more difficulty for humans, because it is really hard for lots of people to see the anomalies on the systems when the operation is going on the field. So that's why we need the help of this AI side, and that's why we are working on that, especially if you are using very high cost infrastructures. You don't want to make them broke down or your services down, because we are supplying many services to our customers. That's why it is really important. And from the beginning to that point, we also say that reliable and sustainable systems. And this is the main concern for Profen. That's why we are developing this artificial intelligence feature for our Visionic MCM systems. So, but of course, what will bring for us is the main thing is that the predictive maintenance. As I mentioned in the first slides like that, we are not just targeting for the teleport, the satellites, anything else, but also these Visionic MCM systems can be used in the data centers and also for smart city solutions, some building facilities for monitoring all their HVAC system, climate system, energy, fire alarm systems, but also the SCADA systems on the field. So what it gives you that, yes, I just want to simplify this with this picture that before, yes, we are more reactive. When the machine falls, we go to the field to fix it. But when the time is changing, now we have to predict when the machine fails and use our employees or staff more efficient on the field before the system is broke down. So it will be us a more high efficiency and also help us to reduce our cost when we are serving to our customers with a high availability levels. So that's why we say that, as I said, the predictive maintenance 4.0 is the future. So in the future, yes, we will use our stuff in different area to give high level services to our customers. But meanwhile, this AI part will do the rest to help us and make our lives more easier and more affordable. So, and for all over us, we talk about it, for the next year, we are planning to launch our Visionic systems, firstly, with the features that they're gonna also I mentioned, but after the Q2 and the Q3, we also will be released our AI features on our Visionic MCM systems, and the feature will be like that. Just will be just a illustration for that. But when it happens, yes, on the market we have several players, and they are giving very good services. We know them, we are friends. But actually, the thing is that even if you are giving as a software service, especially at the monitoring, control, and management systems, you have to put an AI feature on your site. It's not a must today, but in the future it will be, because it's really hard that if you are collecting too much data from your locations, yes, it's for one location, it doesn't matter, baby. But if you are using several sensors, tons of data and collecting, you have to analyze it. You have to understand it, what it says. And this gives you the power. And also, when you're serving your customers, it also gives you the power of the quality of your services. So maybe I will just again the word to Dragana, maybe give some brief information.
Yeah, as you said, artificial intelligence is something maybe that is science fiction for the moment for some of our colleagues. But as it was monitoring and control system 20 years ago, we thought, oh, it's okay, we will have our operator on site and he will make it work our system 24/7. But then you realize that systems, as you said, are getting more and more complex, that downtime is getting, we could live 20 years ago with the downtime saying, oh, it's okay. Now the customer will not allow to lose operations in not even split of a second. So of course, all this what we were thinking 20 years ago will not be possible, or it was not necessary, became quite necessary, and absolutely we cannot live without. So I agree with you that we will come to the point that artificial intelligence is something that we have to implement anyhow. So we are looking forward to do this, and for do this we need we need the customers and to tell us what they need, and with the pleasure to implement this in a new Visionic, isn't it?
Yes, and absolutely right. And also, if you are request some demonstration and testing like these things, we just text it or write it from our mails, and we would like to make a demonstration by firstly our main teleport, and after that maybe it could be create a demonstration software on your side to test it with your headends, so you can see the difference with the other side. And also I see some like this questions, but also I want to answer one of them because I think they ask about the edge unit. Yeah, because the edge unit is and also this is our final slide. That's why I go to the question answer side, but maybe I want to keep that picture because it will be our feature Visionic illustration. But yes, you are right. For the edge side, it's a new phase on the market, because normally when you are, for example, the current systems, how it works, you have to buy a software, you have to buy the licenses, Microsoft, anything else, and then after then you install your MCM system on that server, and you need a technical guy to control the system is working properly at the server, and also you need some switch and routing cabling infrastructure to put all the data to the server properly. It's really complicated today, but it's not, of course, a problem. Yes, we can handle that. But this edge unit has the ability that you can put this device on your locations without using any server. What does it mean? When you put this gateway and you plug all these headers, it could be analog, digital, anything else. So they collect all the data from your headends, and the small software of our Visionic working on the Linux system in this gateway make the process, and the first step, then send this data to the cloud or your on-premise site. So it gives you the more flexible, more efficient operations, and also it will reduce your cost. Yes, Zoe.
Yes, because imagine multiple sites where you have hundreds of sites that you small systems and small, but still each site needed a Microsoft license. So yeah, at the end it was more expensive than the system itself. So yeah, Edge will make all this much more it will make it bulletproof, because it will work independently. And on the second hand, of course, it will be much cheaper because it doesn't require a license.
Yes, and also it's another one, as I mentioned on the presentation, maybe I forget it. It says it will have a GSM module inside. So it means that, yes, when you put it on the location, yes, you have a fiber connection at the LAN. Yes, they will send the data from the fiber, or even if you are using a satellite connectivity, you can send. But when this broke down, also there is another GSM model as a backup option. That you can send all this information via your mobile operator. So it just give you the flexibility to use that. And let's check other things.
Great.
And generally is like that. For, as I mentioned, that for demonstration just text us, and maybe we can make a live demonstration to you to show how our current Visionic is work, because actually, as Dragana said, that we are using on teleport site, on your Konya teleport, and maybe you can see how it works and how we can do all these features on the screen. We can tell directly. Let me check for other questions possible.
In the meantime, yeah, as I said, it's very, very nice to have this that Profen, as a company that is having different divisions, can make really the integration of these features on site, on its proper site. So making engineers working with engineers always give a good result. And in Profen, this is possible with the proper teleport and proper engineering and software development team.
So I guess there is no question anymore, I saw. So for my side, I would like to thank you, all these attendees. And also thanks again for in front of people to Dragana to join our team. I think that because she knows, I always say that she's the queen of the MCM systems. So that's why I think that she will bring our power to that part and hope to collaborate more partners and customers in that market. And hope to see you soon with another webinar. Thank you very much for attending this, by the way.
Thank you very much.